We've got a special guest walking into the room right now, and you know what? We'll just stay right here with you as we continue at 2:36. He can pop the headphones on if he wants and jump right on. He's brought a basketball and everything in with him, and it's pretty exciting, Paul.
Yeah, this is kind of fun.
All right, we're happy to welcome in Mr. Buckets Blakes of the Harlem Globetrotters. Buckets, nice to meet you.
Hey, you too. How's it going?
We're doing well, and thanks
Not
for
bad,
some of your
thanks.
time.
Oh, no problem at all. Yeah, we just been jumping over a few potholes trying to get here.
A few.
Yeah.
So, where'd the nickname Buckets come from?
Scoring a lot of baskets in a hurry. And then I like to say buckets before I release my shot, too. Gives me a little confidence.
Really?
Nice.
Yes, it helps out quite a bit.
I like that. Like the confidence.
And because of your ability to make the buckets, you're in a very select group of a little company here. You're in the Guinness Book of World Records. Tell everybody why.
Well, there's this shot that Rick Barry used to take from the free throw line. It's an underhand shot, to be politically incorrect. It's a granny shot. And I actually take mine from half court, and there was a record of 5 in 1 minute, and I made 6 in 46 seconds. So, hence the name Buckets.
That works.
That's
What was the path to get you to the Harlem Globetrotters?
You know what? I played my college basketball at University of Wyoming. Shout out to the Cowboys for making it to the tournament.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Larry Scheid was actually the coach that brought me there, so which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's
Happy
awesome.
for him and his staff. And his son was in high school at the time, and now his son is on his staff. So anyway, I played my college ball there. Did pretty well there. Played in the CBA. After not getting drafted in the NBA, I got drafted to the CBA. CBA went bankrupt. They started the D League. I got drafted to the D League. It was a little shaky. I mean, I had fun there. Don't get me wrong. I played quite a bit, and I wanted to give overseas a shot. So I went overseas and played. And just so happens I did well over there, but when I came back, I got a random phone call from the Globetrotter scout 2 days after I returned from Europe.
Really?
And they sent me on a 10-day contract, signed me after 6 of those 10 days, and here I am in my 13th season.
wow.
What do you think they saw that made them say, all right, he can be one of us?
Well, our scouts do a great job. They're actually looking for 3 criteria, and I learned this over the years. They're looking for great basketball players, great athletes, and they're looking for a certain personality, obviously. But they do a good job of finding guys, because there's some, and girls, by the way, but there's some players out there who are real laid back, and you never think in a million years that they would become a Globetrotter. Well, our scouts can kind of see players who, you might potentially be able to bring that showman out of them, so to speak, and they do a good job of it. Our director of player personnel and one of our coaches is Sweet Lou Dunbar. Used to have the big afro on the cartoon.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Pull all the stuff out of his afro to save the day. Well, it's a box now, so he doesn't have too many tricks in his box anymore. But he's one of those guys who can see special talent, and I think that's a God-given talent, by the way, to be able to see something in someone that they don't see in themselves. And I think they just seen in me, I'm pretty athletic. I can score. I know the game of basketball. And they know that I speak pretty well. So we have a lot of community outreach programs that we're involved in and that we put together to help out around the world.
And just for you personally, how much fun is it to be a Harlem Globetrotter and go around the world playing the game that you love so much?
Oh, it's a great experience. I've been to over 75 countries. I'm on my 3rd passport, and there's places around the world, obviously, that we don't speak their language or they don't speak English, but laughter is universal. So, what a great experience to be able to go somewhere where you can't communicate verbally, but you can communicate with happiness and joy and things of that nature, and to be the home team everywhere you go. That's great. You don't have to worry about dodging any tomatoes or anything like that. Everybody loves the Globetrotters.
Right.
And Paul, I said to you before something about the other high school basketball game. If it turned out to be Bassick and Bunnell,
Right.
they can't have Webster Bank.
That's
on March
right.
19th.
They cannot.
The Harlem Globetrotters will be at Webster Bank Arena on March 19th, 7 o'clock,
Yes.
taking on a team that you might be familiar with called the Washington Generals.
Yeah. The booger green team.
What kind of training do the Globetrotters have to go through to get to get as proficient as you are? Not just to play basketball, but to keep people laughing. What goes into getting that all together to be on the court?
You know what? Some great minds come together. Some of the players, some of the coaches, and then some of the staff. But we have a unique training camp in which it lasts for 10 to 15 days. We have 2 4-hour practices a day. And then at night we have workshops, and that's kind of where the great minds get together. Even before training camp starts, though, there's some ideas that are being thrown out there because we want to keep our fans coming back each and every year. But our workshops are pretty awesome. The first night, everybody introduces themselves, so it's introductions.
Right.
Second night, they have lawyers come in and talk about social consciousness and how to conduct yourself, being a part of such a legendary organization. And also, we have strength and conditioning, health and wellness, media training, things of that nature. So it takes a lot, to become a Globetrotter. It's not just about the plays that we run on the basketball court and then about the trick shots and learning all the tricks. Because there's guys who come to the team that don't know how to spin the ball on their finger. But eventually you have to learn because it's our logo.
Right.
So, but to take all of that in, it's you're learning life lessons at the same time that you're getting this Globetrotter experience, and then you get to share that with the rest of the world. So I think that sets us aside from a lot of basketball teams out there and other professional teams in general, that not only you get a chance to be the home team, make people laugh and smile, get out in the community and talk about anti-bullying, character, and things of that nature, but you also are developing yourself as a human being, and you'll be prepared definitely for anything if when you retire from the Harlem Globetrotters.
And who are some of the other players, in addition to yourself, that are on this roster for you guys?
You got Nate Big Easy Lofton. He's our Meadowlark Lemon of this tour. He's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest hook shot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we call him Big Easy because he's from New Orleans, and he's pretty big. He's
nice.
About 6'10",
that works.
285.
Yeah, that's big.
And then we have Shane Scooter Christensen. He's our Meadowlark Lemon of this era. Jonte Too Tall Hall, the shortest Globetrotter in history. He's 5 feet 2 inches.
Wow.
But he acts, he's like a chihuahua. He's like, he thinks he can take down a Rottweiler or something. So we call him Too Tall. And then we got Sweet J Ekoramadu. She's Nigerian. We call her Sweet J because of her jump shot. She rarely missed. She went to Texas State and she played in the WNBA for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
And also she taught a year of high school too.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
so and then several other players, Alex Moose Weeks, Chris Handles Franklin. We got so many great players on the team that bring so much to the table. And the thing about the Globetrotters that I also learned is we're all a piece of a huge puzzle. When you take one of those pieces away, it's not the same.
Right.
Like our scouts are recruiting and scouting players who can fill in a piece of a puzzle, so it's tough to get in that little space right there.
Sure.
And that's why they have mini camps all over the world.
Wow.
Where they're inviting players. If you make it through mini camp, and you probably have to go through 4 of them before you even get invited to training camp. So
wow.
yeah, you guys get to see a lot of great highlight dunks. We got guys that are often asked if they're jumping off of trampolines. And no, we do not use trampolines.
Nice.
Unless you've seen something different at halftime while we were in the back from some other guys. And we take trick shots. Besides my underhand half-court shot, Big Easy takes the hook shot. Shane Scooter Christensen, it's even hard to explain what he does. He has his back to the basket. He spins the ball. He takes it behind him and pops it under his leg, off his knee, off his head, off the backboard, into the basket. So that's one of the shots you'll get to see, too.
Oh, that's nice.
Exactly.
Nothing but net,
Yeah.
Paul.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he calls glass first.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then there's one of my players who likes to go into the crowd where our fans are sitting and take shots from the crowd. And,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's very entertaining. You never know who we're going to pull out on the basketball court and have some fun with.
Right.
Whether it's the grandparents, because sometimes, the grandparents like to cut a rug, too.
There you go.
And then, the parents or the children, we like to pull kids out, let them take a shot as well. And you get to meet us after the game. 310-plus games in 250 cities, 49 states, and 9 Canadian provinces.
Wow.
We sign autographs after every single game.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
How often are you home?
About half the year.
Okay.
Yeah. So you travel half the year, go home half the year, and and recoup.
Yeah.
And you come back out and you're ready. Sometimes you play 30, 35 games in a row, and then You know, you look up into the stands and for that 36th game, and you're like, wow, how am I going to do this? And then you see that one kid that you know has never seen the Harlem Globetrotters before, and he's heard all the stories because he has on all the gear. You know, he has a basketball under his arm, and you don't want to let him down. You want him to have those same memories that he's been hearing about. So, you know, you get an extra boost of energy, and you can play another 35 games.
For you, how exciting is it to play at the Webster Bank Arena on Thursday?
Oh, we can't wait, you know. Cold weather, but warm welcomes every time we come here. And, you know, one of our partners is World Vision, and World Vision is doing something for World Water Week, and, you know, conserving water. And also, you know, they provide lots of water to lots of families. They're in 100 countries across the world. And in honor of World Water Week, we're putting our water routine on halt. You know, the bucket of confetti, bucket of water.
Right.
So, but there's going to be something else in the bucket.
Okay.
Okay. Besides confetti.
Okay.
If you want to know what it is, you got to go to the game.
That's fair.
Okay. So we're going to put something else in there, and it's not mixed with water, by the way.
All right.
So we're not going to use water. So we're going to help World Vision in their mission to help everybody recognize that water is essential, and more people around the world need it. And you know, we don't want to spill it all, and you know. You know, we need to let everybody know, you know, there's people who don't have water. So, you know, we got to make sure that we do our ambassadorship sort of stuff.
And there's a lot of that you do. You mentioned community outreach, but also I was noticing that you use part of the game to use a camouflage basketball as well.
Oh, yes. We have another great initiative, and that's our Hometown Heroes initiative. So a Hometown Hero is any active, retired, or wounded military person. You can go to HarlemGlobetrotters.com, vote for your favorite hometown hero. That person with the most votes will sit on the bench with us in uniform. They'll receive a camouflage Harlem Globetrotter basketball with all of our signatures on there. And then a portion of those 310-plus games that I mentioned earlier will be played with the camouflage basketball in honor of the rest of the troops around the world fighting for our freedoms. So that's a huge initiative of ours. And we've played for the military. We've done a military tour for 12 years straight. The last 12 years straight. I mean, even during the Bush administration, went to Afghanistan and Iraq, Djibouti, Africa, and all those places over there, even Japan, Germany, all over the world, to aircraft carriers, to give these troops a piece of home because, you know, they're out there protecting us, and we want to make sure that, you know, just take their mind off of their duties for at least 2 hours, and they really, really appreciate it. Because, I mean, you know, when a Navy SEAL gives you a hug, you know it's a Navy SEAL because you can't breathe. You know, they're like, man, thank you, dude. I've been swimming for 3 months straight in the ocean, you know. So it's pretty cool.
Very cool. And I'm not going to do my job if I don't ask. Would I be able to see the spinning from the ball?
Yeah, you actually you can spin it yourself.
Oh, boy.
Come on.
Come on, Paul. Here we go. All right, I've got the call on this one. Paul, in his Cincinnati Reds T-shirt, by the way, Josh Fisher approved, steps up to Buckets. Buckets stands up with him. All right, Buckets spins the ball on his finger, puts it on Paul's, and there it goes. Paul is spinning the ball right now. That's great.
That's awesome, man.
On video, I might add.
I'll show you my spin now. I'll show you guys my spin, too.
All right, here we go. Bucket's doing it himself now. Oh, behind the back. From the right side to the left side. Oh, this is too much. You're going to get to see the video, folks. We will put it online. That is great. Still moving the ball around and
Let's go try that again.
around his shoulders, over his arms, spins it around, and a thumbs up to the camera. That's awesome. Who were the guys you looked up to as a kid? Who were your players?
On the Globetrotters, I was a Curly Neal and a Geese Osby fan. And I got a chance to actually spend 2 weeks with those guys doing some PR. It was like probably my second year on the team. And the first week I actually spent 2 weeks with Curly, going all over the United States and Canada, getting some great history of the team, by the way. And then jumped back on tour for about a month, and then spent another 2 weeks with Geese Osby. And Geese Osby and Curly Neal used to be roommates on tour, and Geese used to shave Curly's head. Geese was like, Curly probably never told you this, but I used to shave his head before the games. Yeah, I was like, wow. I said, I don't know if I trust you. He's shaving my head. He was like, yeah, Curly didn't trust me either, but he had no choice.
How about professionally? Were there players that you watched and liked growing up?
I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, so I knew about Connie Hawkins and also Larry Nance, who actually Larry Nance Jr. goes to Wyoming, my alma mater, which is cool.
Right.
And Kevin Johnson, probably paid a lot more attention to him than the other two guys because I was older. I was in high school, and they took the Bulls to the finals.
Yes, they did,
and whatnot. But KJ, I was a leaper, and we're about the same height, and he dunked on Olajuwon real good, and I like to dunk on big guys too. So. And then, KJ would show up to the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCAs and rec centers with no media at all, and just come, hang out with the kids, give out a few wristbands and headbands, and I appreciated that about him. And then now he's the mayor of Sacramento.
That's right.
Yeah. So, definitely a big fan of KJ. Obviously, I was a MJ fan. I love Michael Jordan. But KJ was a little bit closer to home, so got a chance to watch him quite often.
And you're going to be going in a couple minutes. Where are you going to be? You're going to be doing some community work, helping out the community around here. Yes,
Habitat for Humanity has something for me to do. I think I'm helping to build a home, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
I've had a chance to do that some years ago after Hurricane Katrina.
Right.
We did some things with Habitat for Humanity, and I had a check that one of those big, huge checks, people that I got from our owner at that particular time to give to Habitat for Humanity. But instead of us just passing the check and leaving, me and a couple of my teammates, we stayed for 8 hours. And we helped build a home for a family that lost a few family members and were displaced by Hurricane Katrina. Right. So what a great experience. And also took a picture with my hard hat and my utility belt on. And I had our tool belt, so to speak. I think I'm Batman sometimes. And I spent a ball on a hammer. And that picture is in Hall of Fame in
nice.
Springfield, Mass.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I know. It's been there all these years, and every time I get over there, I go back and like, hey, you better not take my picture down, buddy.
That's right.
You got to keep that in there so I can show my grandchildren.
I made sure to keep one commercial break available so we can do a picture with Buckets when we take a break.
You bet.
All right. The Harlem Globetrotters will be at the Webster Bank Arena on Thursday night. That's March 19th at 7 p.m. It's part of the Harlem Globetrotters 2015 Washington Generals Revenge World Tour. Tickets, ridiculously affordable, $20, available at harlemglobetrotters.com, ticketmaster.com, the Webster Bank Arena box office, or by phone at 800-745-3000. And, of course, if you want to know more about the Globetrotters, go to harlemglobetrotters.com. Up near 90 years in existence now and have entertained millions isn't even fair. Is it billions at this point?
Probably go to billions now.
It probably is. Before, I think, one of the games, there was a game that broke our record, but the Globetrotters played for 75,000, I want to say, fans in Berlin, Germany.
Wow.
And this was in the late 50s, maybe early 60s. And that's a huge crowd to watch basketball, especially at that time.
Sure.
So I'm pretty sure we're close to some billions.
Between the days on Wide World of Sports with Howard Cosell and the cartoons and everything.
Oh, yeah. Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah.
Just so
Gilligan's
great.
Island.
Gilligan's Island.
Love Boat.
Yep.
That's right.
I always wanted to be on a Love Boat.
You're part of a great legacy, though.
Great
legacy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Great guys. And, I really appreciate my teammates, and I appreciate our predecessors for, being the trailblazers and paving the way.
No, we're grateful that you stopped in to visit, and thank you so much for all this time. We're grateful.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We finally found it.
Yeah. A little tough to find, but he made it. He's Buckets Blakes. He's part of the Harlem Globetrotters, and we were lucky enough to have him here on Nutmeg Sports.
Yeah.
We'll take a timeout. We'll continue on this Tuesday edition, 2:55 on HANradio.com.